But you know what? I've definitely fucking heard Wild Thing. You make my heart sing. You make everything groovy.
You wanna hear about wrestling or video games, YouTubers, or boxing? Yeah, you do. WTF podcast, your number one broadcast. WTF podcast, your number one broadcast.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I'm taking the helm on this intro because we have quite the episode today. This episode is fucked. Welcome back to the What the Fuck podcast. This is episode number 71, and it is now 2024. Austin, we are into the new year. It is January 2nd, 2024, and we are recording this. And I guess you could say new year, same old fucking fuck shit, because oh my god. So before we get into our topics, as you can see, we had new intro, new images of us, new thumbnail layout. This is probably our most drastic change, is the thumbnail layout, because we've had the same thing since 2021 when we started this podcast, but me and Austin figured, you know what, let's really change things up for 2024. So this is a big aesthetic change for us. But with all that goodness being said, it's I'm taking the helm on this intro because the topic we're going to be starting with, from what Austin has told me, he told me to get ready because he's going to get double or nothing mad, and I'm scared. So the topic that has Austin feeling this way is a pretty fucked up topic. So the way this topic started, I was going to make this a surprise topic about Mr. Chris Jericho, because he had gotten to some Twitter beef with Mr. Stephen P. New and made himself look like a fucking dumbass. So that was the plan until 2 days ago. Or no, was it yesterday that this stuff came out, right?
Anger's been in my head so much that, fucking legitimately.
I'm pretty sure it was. Yeah. It was yesterday. So until yesterday. So funny enough, January 1st, the first piece of wrestling drama that drops in 2024. So, like I said, this was supposed to be a haha Austin look, Chris Jericho made himself look like an idiot thing. And then yesterday, all of a sudden, I go on X, and my timeline is just nothing but tweets about Chris Jericho, and I'm like, what is going on? So, to explain what is going on before Austin starts ranting, here is the situation. Chris Jericho now has allegations against him for sexually assaulting Kylie Rae. If you don't remember Kylie Rae, she was back in AEW in 2019 when AEW first started. She had the whole Smiley Kylie gimmick at the time, and she wasn't in AEW very long because she left. And at the time, everybody thought that it was like what she has done a couple other times where she's like, oh, my anxiety and all this stuff, and she left. But turns out that's possibly not the reason why she left AEW. So what came out was this came out from someone named Nick Hausman. So this comes out, and this says it doesn't say who it's from, but it says, so here's the deal. You don't quit the hottest federation going today, AEW, without reason. I have it, I believe it was Nick Hausman that said this. I have it from people in the know that Kylie Rae was asked to go to Chris Jericho's locker room with ending that others would be there, when she got there, it was just him. He made a pass at her, no other details are given, and she freaked out. And then, so, I get, okay, it wasn't Nick Hausman. Apparently the accuser was David Starr, who's a indie wrestler. It says
But David
original
Starr is
accuser.
a name.
Oh wait, no. It's, okay, it's not David Starr. Okay, I was reading this wrong. So the next screenshot says original. This comes from Reddit. Original accuser of David Starr, implying there are potential accusations to Jericho. They say sometimes I stop to wonder how many young women out there are wondering if it's safe to post about Chris Jericho yet. So Kylie Ray replies to these tweets, and she acknowledges this. All she put was a heart emoji. So she's acknowledging this. I don't see why she would be acknowledging this if it wasn't true. But so yeah, fucking. What are these other screenshots I have real quick? Oh yeah, this is stuff that happens later on. But so that's pretty much the allegations, is that she was requested to go to Jericho's locker room, and she was told other people would be there. It was just Jericho, and apparently Jericho made sexual advances towards her, and it freaked her the fuck out, and she left AEW over it. Is the basis of the allegations. Now I'm going to let Austin take over here for a bit. So Austin, please give everybody your thoughts on the Chris Jericho allegations.
Well, it's something I know. You know what Chris Jericho probably said to Tony Khan when this all happened?
What?
Well, I'm Chris Jericho! I'm Chris Jericho! I can do whatever the fuck I want!
He probably actually did say that, to be honest. Especially if you've seen what happened because this came out. Okay, so actually, yeah, this came out on whenever I remember now. This came out when the World's End pay-per-view was, actually, because I remember it was a shitstorm that day, and then Tony Khan proceeded to still book Chris Jericho on the pay-per-view later.
Because he was coked out of his fucking mind. That's why. Did you see how he did you see how he sat there and fucking addressed the situation?
Oh yeah, we'll get to that. Motherfucker had on his wig and his sunglasses for that. That's how you know it was serious.
It wasn't even his. It was Tony Storm's. Bro, I'm sick of this fucker, and I'm sick of dealing with Chris Jericho. I now do not want to hear about Chris Jericho again.
Well, from what that one screenshot said, they said, Austin, I wonder how many young women out there are wondering if it's safe to post about Jericho yet. So
it's gonna be a shitstorm. It's gonna be a shitstorm, and you know why? Because fucking Chris isn't the only member in his fucking family that's a piece of shit. Devin. You want who's also a fucking piece of shit?
Isn't it Jericho's wife or something?
Yeah, because she stormed the Capitol.
Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! I remember seeing something about Jericho's wife before, because people got all up in arms. It was something about they were saying something about how Jericho was a Trump supporter or something, and Jericho was like, "Oh no, I'm not." And then it was something where Jericho's wife was a Trump supporter, and they're like, "Oh well, since that's your wife, and and it was something about Jericho giving money to his wife so she could support a Trump rally or some. It was some shit like that. I think that was last time I heard about Jericho's wife.
Out of all the shit that Chris Jericho has done, that has made me fucking despise him, this might be the worst. This is legitimately fucking terrible. How do people defend this fucker? That's what I want to understand. There's people defending this man still. There is people defending this fucker. dude.
They're saying innocent until proven guilty is what
This
they're,
isn't
trying
innocent
to
until
say.
proven guilty, because we already know he's a piece of shit.
And Kylie Ray acknowledged it too.
Yes.
So
Why in the fuck would Kylie Ray sit there and acknowledge it?
oh, but Austin, did you see that some of the AEW fans were actually blaming Kylie Ray and saying it was her fault because they were claiming that she was trying to get clout off of Chris Jericho?
See, and that's when I say the actual rapist and sexual assault fucking perpetrators are outing themselves right now. Just by saying that. Go fuck yourselves. No.
Did you see the elite team that Chris Jericho was on during the pay-per-view,
Yeah,
Austin?
I saw that half of them wanted to beat the fuck out of him.
Oh, but did you see who his partners were? He teamed with Mr. Sammy Guevara, who said he wanted to rape Sasha Banks,
yeah.
and Mr. Darby Allin, who had allegations of domestic violence against, I think it was against Gigi Dolan, I could be wrong, but so that was the dream team right there that Tony Khan put together.
Dude.
But what ended up happening on the pay-per-view, I want to say, is so everybody was wondering all day. They were like, "Oh, is Tony Khan gonna address this? Is Chris Jericho gonna address this? What's gonna happen? Is Jericho gonna be fired? Is Jericho gonna be on the pay-per-view?" He was still on the pay-per-view. So during the match, I've seen clips. So during the match, the crowd was, at least I can give them this. They were booing Chris Jericho out of the building. Like, he was getting nuclear level heat. Not like heel heat, like, you better get the fuck out of here before you get your ass beat heat. Like, and fucking, they were chanting for Kylie Ray. They were chanting all this shit at Jericho. And they were chanting it loud, too. And then at one point, Ricky Starks gets tagged in. And he just flips off Chris Jericho and gets out of the ring. So he didn't even want to. He refused to wrestle Chris Jericho. And fucking, there's a clip I seen of Darby Allin calling Chris Jericho a piece of shit.
Which is really rich for
And,
him, but
I mean, it's funny because the day before this happened, MJF put a tweet out just giving his thoughts overall of AEW, and he said that Chris Jericho was a douchebag and a shitty person, and then this comes out the next day.
Here's one thing. At least here's one plus. Now I'm not the only one that thinks this fucker is a piece of shit. At least I know that. At least I know I'm not alone. I have had such a fucking hatred of him since fucking 2020. Oh my fucking god, dude. I cannot fucking stand this piece of shit. The shit that he's done to the wrestling business, the shit that he's done to people, the shit that he's done to fucking just be a fucking goddamn idiot. I don't understand. He fucking... why didn't I see this come? I should have saw this coming a mile away. I should have saw... You want to know why? You want to know why? He constantly defended fucking Sammy Guevara. He constantly defends fucking Ric Flair all the fucking time. He fucking has defended Darby Allin in the past as well. He's defended all these fuckers, dude.
Mm-hmm.
I bet you secretly he defends fucking goddamn Joey Ryan. What?
That's just worse. So I didn't know who won the match. Chris Jericho's team won the match on the
pay-per-view. Are you fucking serious?
Yeah, it says, to give you a brief synopsis, this match was exactly what you would expect it to be. The heels beat up on Darby Allin for a long time. Sting got the hot tag. Guevara scored the win for his team.
Just shut up. Tony Khan!
The win.
Tony Khan! Is this seriously what you're fucking promoting? Devin, you have told me in the past that you don't hope the fucking worst for AEW, that it fucking sits there and gets taken off TBS or TNT or whatever the fuck it's on.
Mm.
But I'm going to contrast that statement and say that I hope it does. Why are you fucking booking Predators to win matches? I am so fucking done talking about this company. Oh my god, how Impact does more about Predators than fucking AEW. Impact. They immediately fucking fired Joey Ryan. What does fucking AEW do? They fucking have their Predators win. What the fuck is
Didn't
this?
didn't actually I don't remember if they did, but when that shit came out about Don Callis, did Impact fire him when that happened?
I don't fucking remember, to be completely honest.
I was gonna say I think they did, but then I remember when Kenny Omega was on Impact, they had Don Callis on Impact with them, so I'm gonna assume they probably didn't. But
I just
But yeah, so now with these allegations, the same day Tony Khan not only still lets Jericho wrestle on the pay-per-view, but puts him over. He makes. Keep in mind, Ricky Starks was pissed at him. I'm pretty sure everybody else in the match was pissed at him. They said it was like Powerhouse Hobbs, Big Bill, and somebody else, and they have these guys go out there and lose to Jericho's team with these allegations. Like, on what planet would you sit there? Like that'd be like for the Velveteen Dream situation. That would be like if Triple H, with all these like pedo allegations against Velveteen Dream at the time, that would have been like if Triple H was like, you know what? I know there's allegations, but Velveteen Dream, we're still gonna have you go out on NXT Takeover, and we're gonna give you the win. And then on the fucking post-show interview, Triple H puts on a fucking wig and glasses, and it's like, oh, NXT is the safest company and shit. Like, on what planet? Like, I swear, Tony Khan is like, at this point, like yeah, you obviously got to blame Chris Jericho, but you also have to blame Tony Khan because yeah, maybe Tony Khan isn't the one that sexually assaulted somebody, but he's supposed to be the boss. He's supposed to be the one that's supposed to be handling these situations and disciplining his talent. He's supposed to be the guy doing that, and he doesn't do any of that.
he does not
And
fucking discipline shit.
and then he just lets this kind of stuff happen, and then he says, "Oh, AEW is the safest promotion in the world," is what he said.
And promotion
And it's
is
funny
filled
because
with fucking predators and racists, dude.
it's funny because somebody took that clip of him saying AEW is the safest promotion in the world, and they put it side by side with the fucking CM Punk shit. So the clip was like, Tony Khan was like, "Oh, AEW is the safest promotion in the world," and then it cuts to him saying, "I felt my life was in danger," and I'm like, bro, he looks like such a dumbass. Like, how is this guy able to run a fucking wrestling promotion that's on national television? Like, it boggles my mind how every time I see stuff about what goes on in that company, it's the most insane, like, what the fuck, how is this even allowed on TV? How is this even okay shit? And somehow they still get away with it, and I just don't understand it. And you have a situation like this, a serious situation, and then Tony Khan, instead of doing something about it, and you could, if you seen the clip, you could tell like Tony Khan was really trying to pussyfoot around it because you could tell he really didn't want to even talk about it, and he was fucking waffling over what he was saying to try to fucking, because somebody had asked him about it, and you could tell like Tony Khan really didn't even know what to say. So
Because he doesn't know
it's
how to
just
run
a
a
whole
fucking
disaster.
company. He doesn't. He doesn't. Bro. I'm sick and tired of fucking talking about this company, but they keep fucking up to where I have to fucking talk about it. And it keeps getting worse and worse as time goes on. Now, I'm straight up saying it. If MJF, he's not on the fucking roster page right now. If he fucking makes the mistake of actually fucking re-signing when they're putting over Jericho, that's when all my respect is gone. All my respect to him is gone. I cannot fucking respect anybody that's sitting there and actually re-signing for a company that has a fucking sexual predator involved with the fucking company.
So here's the thing, like, even with Chris Jericho doing this shit, like, I'm wondering, like, why he's even doing, because he has a wife. It's not like he doesn't have somebody to fuck. Like, he's a married man. Like, why is he trying to sexually assault women that he works with? Like, I
Because
don't
he's
understand.
a piece of shit, dude.
Like, is he not satisfied with his wife, or is he just like you said, I'm Chris Jericho and I can do whatever the fuck I want?
It's
'Cause I'm Chris
probably
Jericho.
that. Like, that's how much of an ego he fucking has. And notice how
Well,
he's
here's the
no. Here's the thing. Notice how
Mhm.
fucking he could tweet about everything in the world, but as soon as this fucking came out, he's been radio silent. Radio fucking silent.
Mhm.
The only way you could you would have to SOS this fucking bitch to even find him on social media.
So, looking through some of the screenshots I have here, apparently, the reason that this wasn't ever brought up until now was apparently Chris Jericho. This is going to make you even more angry. Apparently, which this is why they were chanting NDA at Chris Jericho during the match. So apparently, Chris Jericho and Tony Khan were forcing all these women to sign NDAs and paid them like a bunch of money to not fucking talk about this shit. Apparently.
No. So are you telling me that half their women's roster is paid off, half their like entire roster is paid off? Oh my fucking god, bro. This company needs to die. This company needs to fucking die. Like, I'm straight up, I'm fuming pissed. I can't fucking scream anymore at this company. I can't, I'm trying. I can't,
So,
I can't even, like.
This is keep in mind, with all this Jericho stuff going on, this is the same company that, like, a couple months ago signed Ric fucking Flair. So,
I don't even want to know.
I mean, is it really that surprising that they're supporting
I don't
this
even
kind
want
of
to know
shit?
what's happening on his side. I don't even want to know.
I don't know, but here's a tweet Chris Jericho made about Ric Flair. He says, "Don't listen to those online assholes, champ. You're Ric fucking Flair. Do what you want. Fuck 'em."
That's why I say he probably just said, "I'm Chris Jericho. I can do whatever the fuck I want."
So, okay, here's another screenshot about what happened. This comes from somebody named John A. Ferris. He says, she was invited into Chris Jericho's locker room, thinking there was other people there. Then he tried to make his advances, and she went straight to Tony Khan, and he was afraid that he would lose the TV deal because Chris Jericho was his only star at that time. So that's when he made them sign NDAs. So Tony Khan he didn't do anything about it, Austin, because he was afraid of losing a TV deal. That's why. Instead of being a man and saying, you know what, Chris Jericho, fuck you, you're fired, he was scared of losing the TV deal because that was like the early days of AEW when Chris Jericho was their biggest star at the time. Nope. Austin just threw his headset. Oh no.
How could you be that dumb? Like, how? How?
Oh my god. Oh no.
No, I know how. Because you're Tony fucking Khan.
Oh Jesus.
No, you're gonna tell me you forced this fucking poor woman into hiding the fucking truth because of a TV deal?
Yep, that's what it says.
Jump off a fucking cliff, Tony Khan. Jump off a fucking cliff along with Jericho. Along with fucking Jericho. Hang yourself, Jericho. Chris Benoit, your family. I don't care.
Oh, Jesus. Okay. I got a couple more screenshots here to
Great.
read. So,
Great.
Lufisto throws her hat in the ring. If you remember the Lufisto situation we talked about. So, if you don't know what we're talking about, go watch the podcast episode where we talk about Lufisto, because that was a whole big AEW drama. It seems like this company is nothing but drama. But anyway, so, Lufisto, okay, hold on. Okay, so fucking whatever tweet she was replying to says it was deleted, but Lufisto says it was always about the locker room having major problems. I told in details about the girls, but also said there was more on the guys' side too. That part wasn't my story to tell. Someone named Clown replies and says, so you decided to not bother bringing it up and just wait for the moment it blows up to go, hey, I told you so. Fuck you, you're scum as well. Crawl back under whatever rock you were hiding under, waiting to try to score points. Lufisto replies and says, so bring up that several people tried to call out the problems and were ignored is bad timing. What if the big boss had listened to one person and got his shit together? Maybe a few situations could have been avoided? No, of course not. Better stay silent tweeting shit like this. So I have another tweet here from I fucking can't read their at, but it says Chris Jericho, which I didn't know about this, Austin.
Great.
So
That's always a fine fucking. Oh.
So this wasn't in the Chris Jericho controversies that we read. If you want to know what that is, there's a podcast episode that has we went over all of Chris Jericho's controversies in his career. You can go check that out. So this says Chris Jericho is the same piece of shit that threatened to blacklist Shotzi Blackheart for laughing at his bum ass and basically forced Jordan Grace to stop rightfully shit-talking his dead best friend, who, by the way, is the abusive murderer who murdered his wife. So you remember that whole thing where Jordan Grace was, like, shit-talking Chris Benoit? Is that whole thing. I'm trying to... Okay, so someone asked what the Shotzi story is. He says, when Jericho was thrown off the cage. So you remember when Jericho was thrown off the Blood and Guts cage and landed in the cardboard and people were making fun of it?
Oh my fucking god, bro.
So when Jericho was thrown off the cage, it was blatantly obvious he fell off onto a crash mat. Shotzi poked a bit of harmless fun at it, and Jericho threatened to blacklist her from the industry.
Great.
So yeah, fucking, there's that. I also wanted to read something else here, because with all this going on with Jericho, someone posted from the AEW handbook the section about harassment. I would like to read you what this says. So, this is the harassment thing that all AEW employees are given. So, Austin, this says, harassment. Harassment fundamentally is unwelcome conduct that unreasonably interferes with an individual's services for AEW or creates an intimidating, hostile, or offensive work environment. Harassment may be verbal, example, I don't know how to say that, derogatory statements, slurs, sexually related or derogatory comments, pranks, jokes, unwelcome sexual advances, or requests for sexual favors or demeaning and hostile comments. Physical, such as assault or inappropriate physical contact, or any unwelcome contact, such as touching, kissing, hugging, or deliberate bumping or brushing against another's body. Visual, for example, displaying derogatory or sexually suggestive posters, cartoons, or drawings, pornography sent to co-workers via email, text, social media, otherwise sending inappropriate adult-themed gifts, leering, or making sexual gestures. In addition, sexual harassment includes any unwelcome sexual advances or requests for sexual favors or any other conduct of sexual nature when any of the following is true. Submission to the advanced request or conduct is made either explicitly or implicitly a term or condition of having a continuing relationship with AEW. Submission to or rejection of the advance request or conduct is used as a basis for decisions in connection with having a relationship with AEW. Such advances, requests, or conduct have the purpose or effect of substantially or unreasonably interfering with the individual's performance by creating an intimidating, hostile, or offensive environment for AEW. There's page 2.
Great.
Sexual harassment may not consist of, but is not limited to, uninvited requests for sexual favors or sexual advances, whether accompanied by promises or threats with respect to engagement relationship. Unwelcome physical contact, such as, like I said, lewd speech, demeaning comments, foul or obscene gestures, material or objects that are sexually suggestive. This list is illustrative only and not exhaustive. Harassment is prohibited in the performance of AEW's responsibilities, including work-related communications and settings, and at any AEW-sponsored events or AEW-related events or promotional appearances. Off-duty harassment, including by use of social media that impacts an employee, talent, contractor, business partner, or agent of AEW, is also subject to this policy. If you are a subject to harassment by any talent, employee, guest, client, or contractor, you should notify a member of AEW's legal team or the vice president of talent relations immediately.
Oh, okay. Okay.
This is the worst of it.
This next part's the worst of it. This next part's okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, then go ahead.
So just keep in mind everything that's happened. This is what it says. AEW is further committed to providing a safe workplace that is free from violence, threats of violence, bodily harm, or physical intimidation, punk situation, elite situation. AEW prohibits any form of violence or threatened violence by an employee, talent, or third party, including visitors, guests, both at the workplace and sponsored events.
Wow.
Any violation of this policy may result in disciplinary action up to and including termination of engagement.
But it didn't. It didn't.
Nope, it didn't. The only person that ever got terminated, like straight up terminated, was CM Punk. That's the only person. And it wasn't even his fault either. So, but that's their sexual harassment policy, Austin. So, you want to tell me why Tony Khan doesn't abide by his own sexual harassment policy? Why is Chris Jericho not being disciplined? Oh, that's right. Because he didn't want to lose a TV deal. That's why. Because a TV deal is more important than one of your female wrestlers being sexually assaulted by your top star. Okay, Tony Khan.
Yeah, I'm just done. For the people making jokes about me and fucking AEW, for the people making jokes about me and Jericho no more, I will not tolerate it. I won't. Because I'm not going to be fucking compared or joked about with this fucking company no more. I'm not dealing with this fucking company no more. I'm so glad after the fucking 6 months I dealt with it last year that I'm fucking never have to deal with it again. I never,
Oh, Jesus.
ever want to fucking hear Tony Khan's fucking voice again. I never want to hear another Fozzy song. I never want to fucking see Chris Jericho's face again.
So, here's Jericho's tweet that he made at Stephen P. New. So this is about the handbook. Keep in mind, the handbook is what has the sexual harassment policy in it. So, Jericho says, so Stephen P. New, so basically it starts, Web is Jericho tweets and says, CM Punk and Ace Steel's lawyer reveals only person involved in brawl out without non-disclosure agreement. Chris Jericho says, I didn't sign one. Stephen P. New says, it's in your employee handbook unless you have a special one. We can figure it out. Chris Jericho says, hey, at Stephen P. New, I don't adhere to an employee handbook, and I have never had one in my 4 years of working for AEW. So apparently he never had a handbook. He was never. He claims that he has never adhered to one because he never had one. So therefore, that makes his sexual assault okay. Apparently, because he never had the handbook to tell him that it wasn't okay. He says, "I've also never signed an NDA in my life. ... ever. Stop trying to be a bully and making egotistical fantasy brags for your clients and start doing some research before you make blanket statements about your buddies, because I saw everything that night." We're talking about the Punk situation, and I seen what really went down. And since I was in the room and watching everybody else the whole time, I know exactly what happened. And considering you weren't there and I was, maybe you should shut your mark ass up, because what really went down was truly disgusting, is what Jericho says. Chris Jericho fucking knows about something being truly disgusting, Austin. So yeah, fucking Brian Last responds to Chris Jericho and puts a picture of the AEW handbook and says, "This handbook?" ? And it says, "All Elite Wrestling Talent Playbook Policies and Procedures," and it's a 44-page handbook. So not only did Jericho make himself look like an ass, but now if you take that and apply it to this situation, if fucking Jericho, it's either one of two things, Austin. Either Jericho was never given a handbook and he's just bragging about never being given a handbook to try to use that as like a defense, or he was given one and is just saying that he wasn't, to use that as a defense. It has to be one of those two things. And if he wasn't given a handbook, then that's on Tony Khan, because you're supposed to give all employees handbooks. It said all AEW employees, which include wrestlers, it includes people on the ring crew, referees, officials, everybody. Tony Khan himself even has to have a handbook. That's how those things work. So if Jericho somehow didn't get one, it's making me wonder if that's him getting special treatment, you know? So, and you know, when you think back to 2019, at the time, whether you like Jericho or not, he was the biggest star that they had when they first started. So I wouldn't be surprised if Jericho was getting special treatment. I would not be surprised. And I wouldn't be surprised if this stuff really did happen with Kylie Ray. I wouldn't be surprised if Tony Khan was like, oh, well, like, when fucking Kylie Ray told Tony Khan, like, see, the thing is, she didn't even go to AEW's legal team or any of that. That's just, she went straight to the boss, the owner of AEW, who runs everything. She went straight to him, and his response was, oh, well, Jericho is my top star, and I'm afraid to lose this TV deal, so why don't we just sweep this under the rug? If anything, it makes Tony Khan look just as bad as Chris Jericho. Obviously not as bad because he didn't sexually assault anybody like Jericho, but still, it makes him look almost as bad as Jericho. Like, you can't do that. And, you know, people have brought up the Vince McMahon shit. Even Austin, that's another thing I forgot. People were bringing this up. Tony Khan was even bringing up the Vince McMahon stuff. Tony Khan was shitting on Vince McMahon for fucking sexually assaulting people and raping people and getting away with it. Tony Khan was shitting on Vince for that when he's sitting here doing the same thing. He's letting Chris Jericho get it. He's letting God knows who else who knows, Austin. Something could be going on right now and just nobody knows about it. Who knows who else has gotten away with this? So far, Kylie Ray's like the only situation that's come out, and from what that person said, apparently there's like more people that could come out, and like I just found it crazy that Tony, like, I'm not saying that makes anything Vince McMahon did right, because everything that he did, regardless of the character he played on TV, was very fucked up, and it was absolutely not right. And fucking Vince should have never been allowed to do the things that he did in that regard. But for Tony Khan to sit there and shit on Vince McMahon when he's doing the same things now, I mean, that to me just encompasses the word hypocrite, honestly. Like, yeah, Tony Khan may not be doing it himself like Vince was, but him defending Jericho and paying people off and giving them hush money, that's the same thing Vince was doing. So it doesn't make him any better than Vince, but he acts like he's so... Like, have you seen his tweets about Vince McMahon? Because Tony Khan acts like he's so high and mighty and above Vince McMahon, and acts like he's so much better than Vince McMahon when he's doing the same shit.
I typically have not seen his awful fucking tweets because I blocked him a long ass time ago. So no, I have not seen his shitty fucking tweets.
Yeah, he literally like sits there and like shits on Vince McMahon and all this shit, and he's like, oh, you know, like, could you believe that somebody who's an owner of a wrestling company could let that happen? That's one of the things he said. You are the owner of a wrestling company, and you are letting it happen. What are you on about? Oh my god, man. I don't even know what to fucking say. Like, I'm just afraid that more is gonna come out, and that it's just gonna get worse. And I'm assuming it has to do with Chris Jericho still, because the person said they could come out with stuff about Jericho. So this might not even be the only time he's done it. He might have very well done it to other women in the locker room, or God knows who else. Who knows how, like, if he's even was doing this before AEW. Who knows?
Well, I mean, for you fucking sent me earlier about Rene Dupree, I mean...
Oh yeah, let me read that. I forgot to screenshot that. I have to go back to our DMs. Where is it? Okay, so another Chris Jericho accusation. According to Rene Dupree, Chris Jericho has had quite a reputation for a couple decades. While speaking on the Cafe de Rene podcast, former WWE superstar Rene Dupree revealed that he was told by independent talent in Manitoba, which is where Chris Jericho's from, that Chris Jericho had a bad reputation for going after other wrestlers' girlfriends and getting physical with them. It was added that Jericho was notorious for such deeds, which were considered a sin back then. Renee Dupree says, quote, "Someone asked me if I ever heard any rumors about Jericho and women. I told when I first broke into the business, the indie guys from Manitoba told me, yeah, Jericho's rep was that he tries to fuck your girlfriend. He was notorious for fucking other guys' girlfriends, which at one point was a sin. You stay away from the other guys' wives and girlfriends. Nothing brings more animosity into a locker room than when you're fooling around with somebody else's fucking significant other. Does it surprise me that he does that? No. He was always an asshole to me for no reason." End quote. So, yeah. So I guess that answers my question. I guess Chris Jericho's just always been doing this kind of stuff. Like, I know he's always been a piece of shit, but I didn't know that he was, like, always doing this kind of fucking shit. Like, cause, him throwing temper tantrums and getting arrested and being delusional and all that, that's all one thing. But when you sexually assault women and all this shit, that's like a whole nother level of being a piece of shit. Like, and I could guarantee you, because I've seen people saying, "Oh, is Tony Khan going to do anything about it? Is Jericho going to be punished?" No, he's not going to be punished.
No, he's not.
If he was punished, he wouldn't have been on fucking World's End. If he was going to get punished, he certainly wouldn't have been on the winning team during the match when fans were loudly chanting, "Fuck you, Chris," and shit like that. If he was going to be punished, he still wouldn't be promoted as one of their top talents. And judging by what Tony Khan said on the fucking media scrum, Jericho's obviously not going to be punished, and Tony Khan's not going to do anything about it. You could tell by his response that he was just trying to get through the question and just yeah, I'm going to acknowledge this, and then I'm just going to be done with it, and that's it. Like, I could tell Tony Khan just wants to sweep it under the rug, because I guarantee you, but yeah, back then he was afraid to lose the TV deal, and now that this is coming back up, it's probably scaring him even more. And now here we are, nothing is being done, and it probably won't be done to Chris Jericho because he's Chris Jericho. So yeah, that's pretty much the Chris Jericho sexual assault situation. Out of everything, fuck Jericho, fuck Tony Khan, but I do want to say, we have, kind of shit on Kylie Ray a couple times just for the, her retiring and then coming back, and retiring and coming back, and, I just want to say that, I fully support Kylie Ray, and I feel bad that this happened to her. It should never, ever have happened, and it's just, I remember even at the time, when I was watching AEW at that time, I really liked Kylie Ray, and then all of a sudden she just disappeared from AEW. And I remember I was like, oh man, I really liked Kylie Ray. What happened to her? Now I know. And it just makes me feel really fucking bad for her. And the people that are sitting there trying to blame her for it, those people are fucking sick in the head. And, like, there's literal, like, AEW, like, I don't even know how to describe them. They're like AEW defenders, like, just like they don't want to believe that Chris Jericho would do something like this, and they think it's all for clout off Jericho's name, and they think it's all people just trying to start drama in AEW to get clicks and all this on their fucking podcast and all this shit. When in reality, it's a serious situation, and me personally, do I believe it's true? Yes, because why would Kylie Ray acknowledge it if it wasn't true? If it was something that wasn't true, she probably wouldn't have said anything. But the fact that she acknowledged it, I mean, what other reason would she acknowledge it for? So, that's my thoughts on the whole thing. I stand for Kylie Ray, and I hope that if anything else comes out, any other women, I really hope that something is done to Jericho, because this shit is not right. It's not cool. And it's just another thing in the many, 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 many things that has made AEW look fucking like the dumbest, most idiotic, fucked up wrestling promotion I've ever seen, and that's my thoughts.
Well, you already know my fucking thoughts. Fuck Jericho. Fuck Tony Khan. Fuck most of their fucking roster for taking the money to keep it quiet. I stand with Kylie Ray. And I'm done talking about this situation because I'm fed up. That's what I am. I'm fucking fed up.
Well, that was the Jericho segment. So there's that. Let me see what our other topics are. 'Cause my topics are all fuck shit. So I don't know if you want to go with one of your topics.
I mean, we can fucking talk about KSI versus Speed. It's not going to be a long one.
Yeah, I had heard that the KSI Speed sparring thing, people said apparently that had more viewership than Jake Paul's fight that happened, apparently.
Oh, it did. It did.
That's kind of sad.
Also, people think that, like, this newest Jake Paul fight is, like, definitely fucking rigged. Like, it's actually being investigated now.
Jesus
so
Christ, man.
But KSI versus Speed, on a lighter note from what we just fucking talked about, it happened December 15th. You know, that's how fucking late we're on this shit. But I usually try to talk about every boxing match besides the newer Jake Paul ones because I don't really care. I mean, if he actually fights someone that I would care about, then maybe. But I don't know. You know, KSI. But you know this is never going to happen at this point, I don't feel. But KSI versus Speed, it was for charity. It was a sparring match. Basically, it was in KSI's gym. Speed flew all the way to the UK to do it. And it wasn't much. KSI pretty much was being... He was kicking Speed's ass, but also like in a helpful way, like even trying to like lift him up in a way. Like Speed threw a couple punches, but he did not get much in at all. But I will say Speed did pack a punch when he did punch. It ended with KSI forfeiting and saying that Speed won after like 3 rounds, and Speed got upset because he said he wanted 5 rounds and shit, but he actually couldn't take it because he actually like collapsed and shit. So, but it seems like everything's fine now with KSI and Speed, but Speed was very fucking pissed at the whole situation. But yeah, that was it, pretty much.
Oh, do you want me to go to another fuck shit topic?
Well, before we fucking do that, let me save a clip because it's already 52 minutes.
Jesus Christ.
Alright, fucking dream time.
That sounds so terrible. Dream time. I don't want it to be dream time, but so finally an update to the dream situation has happened. This is going to be a long segment, just so you guys know. Because everything with Dream is always fucking long, because, of course. So, the last time we talked about Dream was when all the allegations came out, and Dream had a mental breakdown on Twitter, and we were waiting on Dream's response to the whole situation. Well, Dream has finally dropped his response. It was an 1.5 hour long video of him talking about every controversy and drama he's ever fucking been in, and him pretty much saying that he's innocent and he didn't do anything wrong, and it was fucking stupid. And so this same day that he comes back to Twitter and is going to drop his response, this comes out from an account called Dream Scraper. Says just over a week ago, and tags the burner account, which is fucking the account that posts the supposed Snapchat evidence, shared concerning videos heavily suggesting, though not confirming, that the YouTuber Dream had sent sexually charged messages to a 16, 17-year-old girl named Jamie on Snapchat. Though Jamie has privated her Twitter account, we can use the Wayback Machine to find old tweets across 3 different username changes, and they list all the usernames. So, this is a Twitter thread. Keep in mind. They continue. Keep in mind that not all tweets can be feasibly archived. This is tweet 4 out of 12. In late 2020, Jamie casually mentioned that she would be turning 18 on December 1st. This would have made her 16 years old on August 31st, 2019, when the Snapchat exchange took place. And here's the screenshot of the tweet. She says, I'll be 18 December 1st, it's fine. Then they continue. Jamie made no attempt to hide her age in 2019 either. On August 9th, she said that she'd be legal next year. On September 9th, she said that she's only 1 year younger than A60, who had just turned 18. She never stated otherwise. The tweet here says, next year I will officially be legal, damn. And then Jamie says, no, I'm only 1 year younger than him, LMAO. They continue on this thread. By August 2019, she was active in McEwitt. Is that how you say it? It's MCYTTWT. Is it McEwitt? I don't even know how to say that. And a big fan of the trio Skeppy, Bad Boy Halo, and A60. Adding references like ping spoofing and muffin into her bio. Eventually, she started getting noticed by them. Screenshot here is her saying, so I tried to draw A60's cat. This is the first time I drew a cat. Spare me. But he deserves all the love. I couldn't resist. Then they continue. Dream had been close with those 3 YouTubers long before he became a YouTuber himself. Once he started developing a fan base of his own, it became heavily integrated with theirs. This eventually led to interactions from Dream to Jamie by late August, even following her. Jamie tweets, now you can't follow or unfollow anyone. This is perfect. The second screenshot says, a savage man. Okay, I don't know. Then they continue. Dream adopted the stan culture early on, essentially since the very beginning of his career. Jamie's tweet from around this time shows that she fit that term pretty well when it came to Dream, with some even getting liked by him. Someone named Rusty put Dream appreciation thread, reply with things you love about Dream. Jamie replies, I mean his laugh, need I say more? Someone named Jamie tweets, is it an actual thing to fall in love with someone's voice? Because my heart just said, and she puts a bunch of heart and arrow emojis. Someone named Paris said me, and then they added Dream. And then Jamie said literally all of us at Dream. Then it continues. On August 31st, however, she started posting some concerning tweets. She refused to elaborate on what exactly was bothering her. The first screenshot, someone named Rose says, is everything alright? Jamie says no. Then Jamie in the next screenshot says, okay guys, so I might leave Twitter for a while. Just please don't unfollow me. I promise I'll come back. Someone named Lucas responds and says, why are you leaving? Jamie says, I'm not really gonna talk about it. I'm sorry. Lucas says, well, I hope you have a good time being tuned out for a while. On August 31st, 2019, Jamie sent several external recordings of someone going by Dream, sending her explicit videos. The avatar and name of this person matched Dream's Snapchat account. Dream showed up in Jamie's Bitmoji stories, so they certainly were talking to each other. And the screenshot here is like of Dream's Snapchat. Yep, that's definitely Dream. In Dream's response tweet, he said that this situation is black and white. In reality, it's far from it. Dream preyed on a 16-year-old fan, one who made no attempt to lie about her age. Additionally, he kept following and talking to her for a while after the fact. Dream says, I'm not a pedo, I didn't groom everyone, and what's being spread in this particular instance is black and white. I will lay everything out in my video, including the situation of me being assaulted, other situations that are incredibly serious. So this is Dream interacting with Jamie on Twitter. Dream says, this is what happens when you don't sleep. Jamie says, Dream, you should sleep. Dream says, LMAO. Jamie says, sleep. And apparently Dream followed her on like 3 different accounts. Then the final tweet of this thread says, any missing evidence is in the document linked at the start of the thread. Please read it before coming to a conclusion. Feel free to post any arguments. I'll update the document if anything comes up. Please share this thread. So, now I'm gonna have to fucking try to find this thread because I believe I sent it to Kyle. Let me see. Fucking... I know I sent it to... Why does X have to fucking lag every time? Like, the DMs on X have to be broken. Come on, click on the fucking... Oh my god, why can't I click on the fucking thing?
Oh god, I gotta hit another Dream PNG, Jesus.
It's a... This has a link to a Google Doc, which I seen it before. I was just waiting until we were doing the podcast. Waiting for this to fucking load. What the fuck? So apparently the Google Doc is closed now. It says this document is closed regardless of the validity of the information you may come across. Publicly coming to a conclusion without the consent of the victim is dangerous.
Oh,
that's
my
all it says.
God, dude.
Oh, okay. They put an update under it. The Dream Scraper says the document has been closed. This is not due to legal action or anything of the sort. This is due to the irresponsibility of putting together and posting such a document in the first place. Regardless of what we believe, she did not consent or agree with any of it. That's what matters. So, okay, well, never fucking mind. But when I did see the document, it was like a 24-page document. It had like every fucking screenshot of Dream and this girl interacting and shit. So, but apparently it's closed now because I don't know, because after, I know that same day when Dream dropped his response video, so I don't know if it was because of his response video that they took that down, I don't know, but that's about it for the Dream situation.
Oh, damn. Okay. Didn't expect that to go fucking that short, honestly. Jesus. Oh, man. Fucking hell. God damn fucking Dream.
That's pretty much it, because I was gonna read that whole document, but it's taken down now. But as of now, that's the last I've seen of the Dream situation. He pretty much responded to it, and people kind of just stopped talking about it. Some people agree with Dream. Some people are convinced that he's a fucking liar and that he did do it. I don't really know what side to fall on. But I will say the actual evidence of him communicating with this underage girl in those screenshots, I will say is very, like, even if he didn't do anything sexually, it still is very weird behavior, and he shouldn't have been doing that. So even though he might not have done anything sexually, it still is kind of fucking weird to, you know, talk to a 16, 17-year-old girl like that and follow her on multiple accounts and add her on Snapchat. This is very weird behavior. Dream is a weird guy. Even if he's not a pedophile, he is a weird fucking guy. Um, but that's pretty much the end of the situation where we're at right now, and nothing else has really come out. I will say what ended up happening when Dream did his response was people were mad because Dream put fucking I think they say he put ads on it or something, and people were mad about that. And also they fucking downloaded Dream's response and re-uploaded it because they said they wanted people to be able to watch it and not have Dream be able to make money off of it. So yeah, people were not happy response. But honestly, I don't, with everything that we've seen with Dream, I don't think that there's anything Dream can do to convince people he's not a pedophile at this point, because he's tried everything. He had a whole mental breakdown, so I don't honestly think he can do anything to convince some people. So Dream is better off just not doing this type of shit no more and just fucking go back to just playing Minecraft and just fucking stop being fucking weird and doing weird shit. And just shut the fuck up on Twitter. That's all you gotta do, Dream. But that's the end of the situation as of right now, anyway. So, if you want to get on to one of your topics now.
Well, we gotta talk about Mr. YMS.
Oh, God.
Because, so, if you remember, we reacted to the Garfield trailer last podcast episode. Now, YMS does this thing on his highlights channel where he reacts to fucking trailers and shit and gives his thoughts and opinions. And he was laughing at the Garfield trailer because it looked like the pizza animation was like AI or something. It was like a little joke. It wasn't even him being serious, right? So, what happens is this person named fucking Crystal Williams Taylor's version. So that just tells you what we're dealing with. We're dealing with the Swiftie, Devin. We're dealing with the Swiftie here. But straight up basically said that this is actually what she says. If anyone knows YMS from YouTube, he got so mad about a friend of mine on here pointing out that his hypocrisy with AI that he sent her a DM telling her to fuck off, then used his alt accounts to stalk her and whined about it on his main before gloating about her going private. Now, here is what she is referring to. Adam's main account. Yeah, I inserted myself into a dog pile to lie about someone publicly, then pretended as though I didn't, but still bad. But he's still bad because he posted fucking Scar AI meme on his alt account without paying Jeremy Irons to voice it. What an absolute fucking turd, LMAO.
Jesus Christ. And
then his main account, the person who started the thread has now privated their account with PE. Then the person who's exposing him posted, I closed the post. I'm getting bombarded by people who thinks it's totally normal to use multiple alt accounts to go after an account much smaller than you. which leads to transphobic replies. Sorry, it's a bad thing to let your fans harass people. Which, if you know anything about YMS, he is very much against transphobia. So I don't know what she's trying to fucking play here. Like, Adam is gay. Like, he's not like straight up. He's in that community. He's not gonna fucking sit there and like bash another community and shit. And then Adam replied to it and said, "Stop harassing me with your stalker friend and lying about it to your followers, please." Then he reposted this tweet and said, "Both tweets show me responding to misinfo that she was publicly spreading about me to her audience. One on my alt account with barely any followers. One on my alt with barely... Oh, sorry, I just said that. The other without naming / tagging. Now they're trying to spin it as stalking and harassment when they're doing just that. Awful people." Then he says, "They were putting me on blast to their followers completely unprovoked and are now playing victim because I corrected them publicly without even tagging or naming them on my main account. Fuck these awful, awful people. Again, they started this because I didn't react to the Garfield trailer the way they wanted me to." And that was the end of it.
Jesus Christ.
What is your thoughts on that, Devin?
Like, all over fucking the Garfield trailer, of all things to have fucking drama over, the fucking Garfield trailer is what you choose to have fucking drama about. Like, why? Of all the dumb things I've ever seen drama started over, like I just don't understand it. Like, why fucking put YMS through that fucking dumb shit over Garfield?
I don't fucking know, dude. I don't know. But
Excuse me.
what else do we have to talk about? Because that was that.
Oh, well, you have a couple more rants to go on, but I have one more fucked topic, if you want me to get it out of the way.
Alright.
So, we are going to be talking about, once again, Mr. Jack Doherty is back on the podcast. Because last time we talked about him, I had mentioned that clip of Jack Doherty and his friends trying to get a 16-year-old girl to start an OnlyFans. Well, now Jack Doherty has grooming allegations.
Of course.
So I'd like to get into this here. This comes from this OnlyFans model named Natalie Reynolds, who apparently used to date Jack Doherty as well.
Okay,
She says,
wow.
okay, hold on, let me see which tweet was first. Okay, hold on a minute, because I screenshotted this out of order. Hold on a minute. Oh, jeez. Okay. So she says, Jack Doherty, apparently this was on Christmas. Jack Doherty bought all his OnlyFans demons Rolexes for Christmas with the money he made scamming them and taking 100% of their revenue. Gifting these girls a Rolex will keep them quiet for another few months and not leave him. This is the craziest narcissistic tactic of all time. So I guess she's saying Jack Doherty, like, buy him shit to fucking stay with him. But, trying to get to the one about the allegations. Where is it? Then she says Jack spent hundreds of thousands of dollars on Christmas gifts with money he scammed from others because it will help him with taxes coming up. Otherwise, money goes to the government. He didn't buy any of these presents to be nice. All the people around him are so clueless. Then she says Jack Doherty has paid someone to take down and ban my Instagram account. Insecure narcissist is mad he can't make money off me anymore, and I'm realizing the truth. Stick to grooming minors.
Okay,
I'm
hang
trying to
on.
find.
Just for 1 minute, can I ask why every picture of Jack Doherty he's shirtless?
Because he thinks he's hot, Austin.
Well, I don't
Another
think
tweet
so.
from her. She says, all these women living in Jack Doherty's house are brainless and lost in life. Jack is a narcissist, and all the girls know they are being scammed, but stick around for a lavish lifestyle and are put on salaries, and Jack takes 100% of their revenue. I was the first person involved years ago and know everything about how this dirty operation works. Glad to be gone. Fucking... Where the fuck was the one about the goddamn... I know there was one about him being a fucking... a pedo or something. Hold on a minute. I gotta fucking look into this real quick. So I thought I fucking had it. Jack Doherty groomer. Okay, yeah, this one didn't screenshot. Oh, this is what thing I sent to you. So, Natalie puts a video. She says Jack's ex-girlfriend knows about him grooming girls. The girl she is talking about is the 17-year-old he met with intentions of using her to start an OnlyFans because she had a fresh cat emoji and it would attract older men. Even worse, he took 100% of her revenue and only gives her $3K a month. Here's the video. I'm gonna play it.
He obviously doesn't claim that it was together. Let's just say around November. She told me everything that you were hanging out with her. I have pictures and videos of you guys cuddling. And then she would tell me that you would Uber her home when I was about to come over. When I met her on fucking New Year's Eve, you told her to tell me that she met you that day. You guys knew each other since fucking November. He obviously doesn't.
Yeah, so Mr. Jack Doherty got caught not only with that, but he got caught in a lie there. Fucking. Apparently, he's actually under investigation for being a groomer. Fucking. I'm trying to. Oh yeah, so hold on, I gotta go back to the DMs. Yeah, okay, another tweet. She says, Natalie says, "Oh, by the way, the grooming thing ain't a joke. This girl was 17, and Jack waited months for her birthday to get her drunk and to sign a contract on his yacht." And she posted a picture of this girl. And the girl says, "Just turned 18, so I started my OnlyFans. Let me know what kind of content you want to see."
Jesus Christ.
Okay, fucking... Oh yeah, then she posted, I sent this in DMs. Did you see this cursed video of Jack Doherty kissing one of the island boys?
No, I did not.
It's so cursed. Ew. Oh, it's so cursed.
Just by your reaction, I don't want to see it.
And Natalie says, "I can't believe this is the dude who made over $1 million off of me." Then here's another clip of Mr. Jack Doherty that Drama Alert posted. Jack Doherty gets attacked by two old heads because his security was wearing a hoodie that says the F word. So here's the clip.
We got out of there, motherfucker. Let's go.
Watch your language. There's kids around here.
I didn't say any curse words. What'd I say?
Just watch your language.
What'd I say?
You got a stupid shirt on over there.
Yeah. Your kids can't read, though. Your kids can't read, can they? I'm sure your kids want. Get away from me. You start talking to me, buddy. Get away from me. You get away from me. Watch your kids. Go walk away.
God damn.
Back up.
I'm not gonna see that again. Hold on.
Go walk away.
God damn, this old fat dude just walked up and fucking decked Jack in the fucking face. And then Jack immediately was such a pussy. And he was like, oh, get away from me. And his security guard had to step in. And he was hiding behind his security guard. And he was like, get away from me. He's such a bitch, bro. What a pussy. Oh my god. Jesus Christ. Oh my god, someone said, I've never wanted to see anybody be hospitalized so bad in my life. So, that's pretty much everything with Jack Doherty at the moment that I've seen. But I guess I should mention, a little bit more about this Natalie chick, because she's not innocent either. She's quite the weird specimen herself. So she made a video going to the gym with wearing no pants. She had a pair of painted on jeans, like somebody painted her legs and crotch to look like jeans. So somebody at the gym, the guy at the gym was basically going off on her for not wearing pants at the gym and being a dumbass. So she gets all upset about it, but fucking it doesn't matter to her, because everybody started hating on her. She says the people saying wearing body paint in the gym is a hygiene risk is the same people who don't wipe down and clean the machines when they're done. Then she says, so when people wear these outfits, and it's a picture of like bodybuilders wearing like very skimpy clothing. She says, so when people wear these outfits, it's all about body positivity, but when I'm wearing more than that, it's a problem.
What?
The gym allowed me inside, allowed me to film, and had no issue, otherwise they would have kicked me out. Then she posts a screenshot of this guy going to the gym with a painted on shirt, and she says, so a guy YouTuber makes a video just like this, but when I paint myself, everyone is acting like the world is ending. Let me get my gains in peace. And then she posts another picture of herself getting painted, and she says, I was wearing a sports gym workout bra and a bathing suit bottom. Why is everyone acting like I was naked? The amount of women who wear pants up their ass at gym, this is nothing bad at all. And fucking, So, after she got backlash, she put out an apology. She says, I've made a severe and continuous lapse in my judgment, and I don't expect to be forgiven. I am simply here to apologize. And readers added context, and she just copy and pasted her apology from Logan Paul's apology video. So there's that, but there's more. So, if I could find the tweets here. Okay, is this the first one? Yeah, okay. So she posted her mugshot, and she said, police arrested me last night thinking I kidnapped children and had 3 helicopters in the sky searching for me and 15 cop cars. I'm finally out of jail. Big W. And she posted her mugshot again. She said, jail wasn't what I expected. Got locked in a cell with some random girls and they took a shit in front of me. And then she put out an apology and said, apologies to everyone who was upset about the free candy van prank. My goal was to do a social experiment video and give away candy and tell kids to not ever trust strangers. No one was injured, and the parents were aware and present when I gave away the candy. I apologize to anyone who was disturbed and didn't know we were making a video and the officers involved.
Oh my god,
So,
dude.
that's everything with Mrs. Natalie Reynolds. So, yeah, fucking, on one hand, I wanted to, support her for her having to deal with the fuck shit of Jack Doherty and him being a piece of shit, but then she goes and does stuff like this, and it's like, I'm kind of not surprised she was with Jack Doherty, because she's kind of just like Jack Doherty. So, like, she seems like the kind of girl that would date Jack Doherty because of how she acts. So,
Jesus Christ.
Man, just looking into Jack Doherty, like, stuff, he's like, it just sucks you in. He's such a toxic fucking person, and he's like one of the worst influencers there is. Everybody fucking hates him so much, and I just see tweets about how people say they want him gone off of social media, and that they want him to be kicked off Twitch and to be kicked off of Kick and kicked off of YouTube and all this shit. Like, they just want this guy to, like, fuck off because he's such a piece of shit. Like, dude's a fucking groomer, grooming underage girls to make money off of them. Then he has to fucking pay all these women to stay with him because they don't actually want to be with him. They just want the money. And he acts like an asshole and goes around in public and just fucks with people. And then when they have enough of him fucking with them and they try to fucking beat his ass for being a fucking dickhead, then he hides behind his security and is like, oh, don't hurt me, get away from me, it's a prank, bro, just get away from me, what is wrong with you, you're a crazy person. Like, all he does is get in fucking drama. It's like I said in the last time we talked about it. I'm not going to go super long on it again, but he's just a scumbag piece of shit that should not have any kind of platform, yet somehow this dude is fucking rich and has millions of subscribers and has a platform and all this shit. It's sad. It's sad what online services are coming to when it comes to like Kick and Twitch and YouTube. Like, it's sad that these are the kind of people that are being promoted on the website and getting millions of views, because this is fucking terrible. But yeah, that was a little update on Jack Doherty being a fucking groomer. So there's that.
Great. That's just wonderful.
But that's the end of my topics for this episode. So I did have another topic because Vin Diesel has been getting sexual assault allegations. Apparently it was something that happened during Fast 5. And I was going to read you an article about it. But I went to this article and it says that I have to pay like $45 just to read this fucking article from...
What?
It was from like the United Post or something like that. And I said, you know what? Fuck that. I'm not going to pay to read an article, so fuck this segment.
Oh,
so yeah, that's
God.
the end of my topics. All you have left is 2 rants, Austin. So
Give me one of them.
I guess we could go with the less heated one. You said that you wanted to rant about Mr. We haven't talked about him in a while, but Mr. Uber Haxer Nova apparently has made you angry again.
James.
What was going on there?
James. He was doing so well. I even talked positively about him recently. That didn't last long because James, Mr. Nova, has sat there, he was playing other games, he was actually doing shit. He was doing Minecraft and Mario Maker again. He was doing other games. He played a game called School Days by M. Dickey. He was playing good games for like 3 weeks, and then he went back to GTRP.
Oh my god.
Like, why? Like, why? Like, why? Like, it feels like he just fell back on the wagon, man. Like, why? You were doing so well, and then you just fucked it. You just fucked it, man. I mean, I don't really have much else to say, but besides the fact that he just fucked it, and now he just keeps doing. Let me just fucking see if he's done any more GTRP. Like he most likely has, but I just want to make sure. Fucking, if I could get to his goddamn channel. Okay, his live. Yep, 2023 finale streamed 3 days ago. Sizz on Xmas Eve streamed 8 days ago. Sizz Lumber Union 11 days ago. Fucking Sizz and His Wood 12 days ago. Sizz Man 13 days ago. No Pixel 4.0 launch Barry Brittle PD 2 weeks ago.
God, this is starting to sound like a Nova Doesn't Sleep segment. Jesus Christ.
It started fucking 2 weeks ago, because that was the first one. Right there. Like, it just sucks, bro. It just sucks, honestly. Yeah, but he's playing GTRP again, and there's that.
Well, that leaves us with only one final topic, and Austin knows what topic it is, because we have an update on a topic from the last episode. That basically, last episode, Austin went on a rant about The Last of Us, and we talked about how they were in development of a Last of Us multiplayer game. Since that episode, it has come out that the Last of Us multiplayer game has been officially canceled. Austin, take it away.
Because why sit there and make a game that you've been working on for years, that you said it's going to come out, it's going to come out, it's going to come out, but then you sat there and you cancel the fucker because you want to make remasters. Alright? I'm tired of Naughty Dog being fucking bullshit, dude. I'm tired, bro. I'm tired. Like, oh my god, dude. Like, I just... And to stick it to me, it can't, like, that fucking came out, like, legitimately a day after we recorded the last one. I'm not even shitting you. I'm not even shitting you. It's like they knew we talked about it, and that they just had to fucking put their little fucking nose in my goddamn business. Like, why, bro? Like, why? I just wanted to play a multiplayer Last of Us game, you know? I just wanted that. But no. No, we get remaster after remaster after remaster. Are we at least going to get Last of Us 3? Are we at least going to get that? Please? Like, dear God, please? Like, please.
So I'm trying to fuel to see like why it got canceled. Okay, so here's an article about why it was canceled. If you want to know.
Great. Okay.
The Last of Us Online canceled by developer Naughty Dog.
Mm-hmm.
A multiplayer game based on The Last of Us has officially been canceled. Delays to the PS5 project were reported earlier this year, and developer Naughty Dog confirmed on Thursday it had been dropped. It said, quote, the incredibly difficult decision, end quote, came because maintaining the game would impact other projects that they're working on.
What other projects?
I don't know.
What other? The only thing you put out over the past year is 2 remasters of a game that's already been remastered.
Maybe it was impacting them working on The Last of Us 2 remastered.
Why? Why would that impact them? The game was made 3 years ago.
I don't know.
God, dude.
In a statement, the studio said it would, quote, continue to focus on single-player narrative games that have defined Naughty Dog's heritage, end quote. Naughty Dog,
Like what?
which
Give
is
me an
owned
example.
by...
No. Give me, please, Naughty Dog. Give me an example of what you are working on right now that has made it so difficult to make a Last of Us multiplayer game that you announced years ago. Years
Do you
ago.
want me to look up their upcoming releases?
Please. Please.
Naughty Dog
I want to
upcoming
know
game.
what is so important to them.
Oh, Jesus. Okay. Okay, not the Naughty Dog website. That's not what I was trying to... Okay, but what's The Last of Us? Not Last of Us. Fucking. I'm trying to fucking see. Okay, like all I'm seeing when I look up upcoming Naughty Dog games, the only thing I'm seeing is Last of Us 2 remastered. That's the only thing that comes up.
In that
Oh
case,
wait,
I'm going to
this
say
might be
that.
something.
Oh, okay.
Naughty Dog already working on multiple brand new single player games.
Oh, they're going to be brand new.
Naughty Dog cancels Last of Us multiplayer game to focus on single-player experiences, disappointing some fans but exciting others. Naughty Dog assures fans that they are working on more than one brand new single-player game, implying these projects are not just remasters. Fans
Okay.
speculate that the highly anticipated third entry of The Last of Us may be one of the upcoming games, along with the possibility of a new IP.
A new IP. What IP would they be? Okay. Whatever.
I don't know.
Whatever, man. Whatever. Okay, if The Last of Us 3 comes out, cool. If you're putting Abby in that bitch, fuck you. Alright? So, that is my thoughts on that. But if that's all you're working on, bro.
So fans were saying they want Naughty Dog to make another Uncharted game, but Naughty Dog co-president said the studio is moving on from that series.
Oh, that's great. Okay, well, guess the only people that's gonna fucking work on those games is the fucking movie studios. Cool.
God damn it, fucking... I want to see... Okay, hold on a minute. Okay, make up your mind, because I look up Last of Us 3 and it says Last of Us 3 is currently not in development. So what is it? What are they working on?
They're probably working on some fuck shit. They're probably working on some goddamn fuck shit. knowing fucking Naughty Dog, you know what they're working on? They're probably working on a Chris Jericho game. That's probably what they're working on. They probably sat there like, oh, Chris Jericho sexual assault simulator. That's probably what they're fucking making.
Oh no.
Fucking,
Yeah,
let's
so
play the
they
fucking
just keep
Tony Khan
saying-
how to cook crystal meth fucking simulator. Oh my god, dude.
They just keep saying, "Oh, we're working on a new single-player game," and then they say we can't say what it is at this time.
Why can't you say?
So,
Why can't you say? Why can't you just give me a reason to why you canceled a game that you announced? You said, "Oh, it's gonna come out. It's gonna come out. It's gonna come out. It's gonna come out." Why don't you give me a reason, Naughty Dog?
Jesus Christ. Well, to
I
continue
wouldn't be
reading this article I was
mad
reading-
if they gave me a reason. Even if it was a shitty reason, I wouldn't be as mad. But they're not giving me a reason. What are they making? Please, tell me.
They said the game was interfering with other projects they were working on.
What
They
other
can't say what
projects?
those projects are.
Because all I'm seeing is a bunch of bullshit. Alright?
They can't say, Austin. They're not at
Why?
liberty to say.
Why can't they
Because
say?
it's a secret.
What? It's not a secret. It's a fucking. They're making it. It shouldn't be a secret.
They said it's going to be a brand new single player game. That's
What
all I
are they
keep
acting
saying.
like? What are they acting like? Are they acting like, oh, well, we could give it to fucking E3? Well, I know that's bullshit because E3 doesn't exist no more. So what the fuck are they waiting for to fucking announce something? I don't see any reason as to why they could not sit there and give me a reason why they canceled this fucking game.
Well, Austin, remember the last time we talked about this? The developer, he wasn't working on it because he was he was playing fucking the new Mario game.
I
remember?
know!
On his Switch.
I know!
But that wasn't interfering with their other projects, though. But the
That
last
wasn't that wasn't interfering. Fucking 100%ing Super Mario Wonder was not interfering with. Oh my fucking god.
So this article continues. Naughty Dog, which is owned by Sony, has produced some of the most critically acclaimed games for PlayStation with Uncharted and Last of Us. While both games have included multiplayer modes, The Last of Us Online was billed as a live service game. These online titles constantly receive regular post-launch updates and new content and can potentially retain players for months or years. However, they require a lot of work to maintain, and Naughty Dog said continuing with The Last of Us Online would have meant becoming a solely live service game studio. Instead, they said they wanted to concentrate on more than one ambitious brand new single player game currently in development.
But what is the single player game? What
It doesn't
is
say.
it? That's all I want to know. You're not giving me, bro. It could be some dumb shit. Like, that's what I'm fucking, like, I swear to God. Dude.
Oh my fucking god. I don't know why they can't fucking say, like...
Something tells me it's fucked.
Oh
Something
my
tells me...
god. So, here's some quotes from Naughty Dog. Naughty Dog planned multiplayer game set in the world of Last of Us is no more. The studio announced on Thursday that it has, quote, made the incredibly difficult decision to stop development. And then they said, quote, we know this news will be tough for many, especially our dedicated Last of Us factions community, who have been following our multiplayer ambitions ardently. We're equally crushed at the studio as we were looking forward to putting the game in your hands.
Then why did you cancel? Are you fucking stupid?
The Last of Us Online was at one point supposed to be revealed to the public this year. the studio had released a handful of pieces of concept art for the game but never showed gameplay. Naughty Dog said developers at the studio had been in pre-production on The Last of Us Online since the Oh my god, they've been in pre-production on The Last of Us Online since the development of Last of Us 2 in 2020.
Why do you think
That's
I'm
how long they've
angry?
been working on
That's
it.
why I know. I know.
But they had 3 years to work on it.
I
And
know.
nothing was done.
Nothing was. Nothing. Absolutely fucking nothing. Why do you think I'm so pissed?
The online game was, quote, unique and had tremendous potential, the studio said, but it was also a daunting task that it did not have the resources to dedicate to.
You were playing the Switch. What do you mean?
Here's another quote. In ramping up to full production, the massive scope of our ambition became clear, the developer explained. To release and support The Last of Us Online, we'd have to put all our studio resources behind supporting post-launch content for years to come, severely impacting development on future single-player games. So we had two paths in front of us: become a solely live service game studio, or continue to focus on single-player narrative games.
Hang the fuck on. Because that's a lie. That's a straight up lie. I'm gonna tell you why. Bars.
Oh, no.
Alright? So, the reason that is a lie is the amount of money that they have made over... Keep in mind, their two biggest franchises are The Last of Us and Uncharted, right? Right.
Mm-hmm.
Uncharted has a movie franchise that they get royalties from. The Last of Us has a TV show that they get royalties from. And that's not even including all the shit they get from the games.
Mm-hmm.
And you're telling me you can't hire more fucking people to make a live service game while you sit there and fucking play Mario Wonder? Are you telling me you cannot sit there and do that shit?
Nope, apparently it was too much for them to handle.
It was too daunting for them to hire an extra fucking handful of people. That's what you're saying right now.
Yeah, because they needed to charge that $100 for the Last of Us 2 special edition. You
see, I don't care what people say. Fucking live service games are not that high maintenance. If you want a reason I say that, look at 2K. If they can fucking do it, with how trash they are, I'm pretty sure you could do it, Naughty Dog. I don't know why. You know why you didn't fucking do it? It's because you didn't want to. It's not because you were fucking, like, daunted with the task. It was because you didn't care. If you cared, you wouldn't have sat there and remastered 2 games, and that was their only releases in the past year. So,
oh yeah, I seen a thing in the one article I was reading that Naughty Dog claimed that I think they said by 2026 they wanted to put out 12 games, and they said that in 2022, and now they cut it down to 6 games, apparently.
Yeah, and 2 of them is probably goddamn the remasters. So go fuck yourself, Naughty Dog.
Oh, Austin, what if that project they're working on, this is just a spitball idea here, what if that project they're working on after Last of Us 2 Remastered, what if it's Uncharted Remastered?
Bro, I'm done. That's
what
I'm done. That's when I'm just done with Naughty Dog. That's when I'm just done. Because there's no reason. There's absolutely no reason. That's like, no.
Wait, did they remaster it already?
I think so.
Oh my god. That's gonna be worse if they remastered again. And you know they will, because they remastered the first Last of Us like 3 times.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, oh
That's like
no.
no, because that's like Nintendo, and they released fucking Super Mario
Oh
Odyssey.
yeah. Actually, fucking hold on my shelf right here. I actually have it. I have the on PS4. It's a remaster of the Uncharted trilogy. It's the Uncharted Nathan Drake collection. I have that. So they did remaster it already.
Great.
But Austin, this says here in its announcement, Naughty Dog provided a silver lining for The Last of Us Online's formal cancellation. Quote, the learnings and investments in technology from this game will carry into how we develop our projects and will be invaluable in the direction we are headed as a studio. We have more than one ambitious brand new single player game that we're working on here at Naughty Dog, and we cannot wait to share more about what comes next
If
when
it's
we're
so
ready to.
ambitious, why don't you share it now?
Because they said they're not ready, Austin. Naughty Dog said as far back as 2018 that it planned to deliver a multiplayer component for Last of Us 2, a game that was first announced back in 2016. The original Last of Us launched with a multiplayer component of its own back in 2013, which was also available on the remastered PS4 version. The Last of Us Factions mode used deathmatch and team deathmatch game types found in many multiplayer games and layered a metagame and story on top. Oh, that's the end of the article, okay. They said they're not ready to. They said that we're working on multiple games and they said we can't wait to show you guys them when we're ready. What? Like, what is that, man?
What are they waiting for? There's no game show. Like, the only thing there is anymore is the Game Awards. And they didn't show nothing for the Game Awards. They didn't do shit. Alright? So,
Oh my god. So fucking back in May, Naughty Dog reportedly was scaling back on development of The Last of Us Online due to an internal due to an internal review from Bungie. In October, Naughty Dog reportedly suffered a round of layoffs and that the multiplayer project was put on ice. Now they have confirmed that the game is canceled. So I don't know if that's why, but that's what
can
that
I
thing
ask why
says.
why they're laying off people?
Well, I'll look that up. Naughty Dog layoffs. Let's see. Last of Us Studio is cutting developers. The video game industry is currently facing a big wave of layoffs, and even contract developers at PlayStation's first-party studio Naughty Dog aren't immune. Uh, Naughty Dog has begun cutting contracts short for dozens of workers. Layoffs were communicated internally at Santa Monica, California-based studio last week. According to two sources familiar with the situation, departments ranging from art to production were impacted, but the majority of those laid off worked in quality assurance testing. The sources said at least 25 developers were part of downsizing. Full-time staff do not appear to have been part of the cuts. Naughty Dog's headcount was over 400 as of July. So wait a minute. In July, they had 400 people working on these games. They only laid off 25.
And you're telling
And
me
it says here, full-time staff do not appear to have been cut from the staff. So everybody that was full-time is still there. So what are they on about? They only got rid of 25 people out of 400. Bro, you still have 375 people to work on this fucking game.
I'm just done. I'm just kind of done. Yeah, I'm just done. That's what I am right now. Well, I guess on that note, that was the fucking podcast. I'm fucking done with this episode, dude. I'm done.
Oh, apparently, at the end of 2023, the co-president of Naughty Dog announced his retirement. His name was Evan Wells.
Good. Fucking hell, bro.
Jesus Christ. Well, there's your Last of Us segment.
Man, I think that's it. Fucking. Are we done? That was the What the Fuck podcast. Are we done?
I guess we'll be done with Last of Us until whenever they're ready to reveal whatever mysterious projects they're working on. I swear, if it's just like Uncharted remastered or something, bro. I don't know, because they did say brand new, so we'll see. But
maybe they got the fucking Crash
since
Bandicoot rights back.
Austin, since it's January now, you realize on the 19th, The Last of Us 2 remastered drops.
I don't care.
It comes out in a couple weeks. Are you gonna get it? You gonna buy it? You
No.
gonna get it? You gonna buy
it? No.
Jesus Christ. But you gotta support Naughty Dog. They need your money so they can work on more games, Austin. Because they don't have enough money to do Last of Us Online.
Yes, they do.
Is it just me, or did it seem like Naughty Dog was just trying to, like, come up with every excuse in the book to just, like, I don't think they actually wanted to make this game.
No, they didn't.
And they're just coming up with excuses. Like, oh, it was the layoffs. Oh, we didn't have enough money. Oh, we were working on other projects. Oh, our fucking our lead developer was playing Super Mario Bros. Wonder. Oh, Jesus Christ, man. Well, that's all the topics we got for you guys today. That was episode number 71 of the What the Fuck podcast. First podcast of 2024. So, brand new year. And we'll be getting into, I'm sure, a lot more fuck shit this year on the podcast. So, with how fucked 2023 was, I can only imagine what the rest of this year is going to be like.
Yeah, I can only fucking imagine, dude.
But, yeah, thank you guys for watching, and we will see you next time for episode 72.
Fuck Jericho and Naughty Dog.